Hey, Sooner fans. We have Game 7 of Thunder we're going to talk about a little bit today. And then we are going to talk defense, OU football defense. We always like to do a little spin on it every year. Uh, use steakhouses as our criteria to rank the defensive positions. So up next, we'll do that.
That's my standard. That's my standard. My champion standard. Champion standard. Pull up with the answers. Yeah, the answers. The champion standard. Champion standard. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Rob, Game 7. Game 7 of an NBA Finals in our hometown.
Mm-hmm.
May only happen once in our life.
No,
It's not
no,
likely.
stop that.
No, just hear me out. A Game 7
Yeah,
at home.
that's true. Yeah.
It,
I
it
follow
doesn't
you.
happen often. I heard the stat on
It,
the radio. It doesn't happen
yeah,
often. So
yeah.
I think we should enjoy it. Lord willing, hope for the best. My goodness.
Oh, we got it. We got it. It's
Got it.
done. We got it.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. Just look
Come
like
on,
junk in
man.
Game 6.
I, I, I haven't been sweating. I haven't sweat at all through this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
we got it. We got it.
you should
It's
be
fine.
because there's reason for concern.
We are not losing at home.
Yeah,
It's not happening.
yeah. Got some bad news today. The the officials for the game tonight are not the ones that are usually good for us. So that sort of stinks, but you just hope you play good enough where that doesn't matter, right?
Right.
So
No, we're fine. We got it. So
I've
where do you
always
think the parade route's gonna be? You think
shut up,
is it gonna
shut
I hope
up,
it kinda
dude,
goes I
shut
hope it
up.
goes like Scissor Tail
Oh,
Park.
you did it. You done did us in.
I want a good spot at
Rob,
Scissor Tail
Rob
Park.
did it.
There's
Rob
like some
jinxed us.
good shade and there's like some pickleball courts. I can take the little one to the splash pad. I
To me,
it,
it,
it
to me,
I
it's going all around downtown somehow.
yes.
Like it's
Yes.
going through Bricktown. It's going by Scissortail.
Yeah.
Who I don't know where else it's going to go, but it won't be a short parade route if there
No.
is one, Rob.
Well, I want fireworks. I want a DJ. There's got to be like
Yeah,
David Holt has to put on a fantastic
yeah.
parade
Can we
because
worry about that about 11 o'clock tonight? Maybe
sure.
you're killing me with the parade talk, man. You've been doing that for the last week, and you know it drives me crazy. That's why you keep bringing it up. Oh, it drives me nuts. Yeah. I've always thought home court advantage in like NBA is worth about 10 to 12 points sometimes.
Whoa. Really? Is it
With
really 10 to
if you
12?
if no, that's just my theory. If you factor in officiating and the crowd and all of that, I feel like it's worth, let's just say, 10 points or so. So I feel like Indiana's got to come out and they have to, beat us by 12 or 15 in theory
Yeah.
to overcome that in
Right.
order to win the series tonight. Otherwise, I feel like we've been very dominant at home this season. Uh,
Yes, we
played,
have.
played, we played maybe, two not so good quarters in the playoffs at home.
Yeah.
Got beat by Indiana, got beat by Denver. But overall, I think our average margin of victory, I know we've had some blowouts in there, has been about 20 points.
Mhm.
So I will take half of that tonight.
Yeah.
Just a nice 10-point win would be fine with me. If we start out, Rob, and we get behind by 10 or 12 points, I don't know if there's enough liquor in the house
We're
to,
not
to
losing.
cope with that
Like I don't
for the next 3 quarters. Just trying to
like
fight and climb back in.
we've only lost like 8 games at home, including playoffs and finals and regular season. I think it's 8.
No, that's not right.
No?
No,
Okay.
no, we were 60. No, we were 68-14 in the regular season.
Okay.
So we've lost about 20 or so.
20?
Yeah,
Whoa. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I think my math's right. 82 games,
Really?
168. I'm pretty sure. So
Okay.
you can check me out. We played 100 plus games though, and
Right. Yeah.
we've won 80 something. So that says we should win at home.
We should win. We
Yeah.
did win. Future
Who's
casting.
your
We
so
won.
yeah, so I think SGA has to be careful tonight to force it too much. I think he needs to depend on his other players. I've seen him get in these modes where he'll just go into double teams and think that he's Superman for a little while. And sometimes, he can make some tough shots, but he really needs to depend on his other guys this game, in my opinion. I think that's the biggest key.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So
Yeah.
who's your wild card? You can finish
Out
that
of
first, but
the wild card. Oh,
who's going to be the guy you're like, wow, I didn't expect him to score like 15 or
15.
12 or
Well, I
something.
mean,
I'm
that's the
just,
thing about this team because they all can. Like
I know.
Caruso could, and J-Dub easily. I mean, like J-Dub's the hot hand. SGA is consistent. Chet didn't have a great game.
Yeah.
Didn't have a great game. But he easily could score 25 tonight. I mean, it's hard. Because there's so many.
I'm going
I don't know.
Caruso just because it would be a
I was thinking
surprise.
Caruso because
I
he's
just
at
like his
home. The home
grit.
crowd's gonna give
He's
him
got
so
that
much
grit too,
energy.
man. If there's anybody that's going to show up like for a game 7, it's Caruso. He's just going to
And
bring everything.
you got the posters and all of
Yeah.
it, and like he
Yeah.
loves that crowd, man. He loves it. He feeds off of it. You see him, man. Like I think he loves Oklahoma City so much, and that's who I was thinking of too. Was that Caruso being that he's at home and kind of that
Mhm.
the guy that doesn't get a whole lot of like it. He's out of the big three, but I think Caruso. I'll take Caruso too. I think the
Yeah.
home energy crowd, he's just gonna feed off of it.
I
He's
agree.
gonna create some stuff. He's gonna create a lot of plays.
I hope someone's able to disrupt TJ McConnell because that kid's getting on my nerves every game.
Someone
I
needs to
mean,
throat punch that guy. Why
he
is he still
is
running around?
he is
God,
such a nuisance.
he
He's a
is.
huge nuisance, dude, and I'm just like, someone block him, someone check him, someone do something to that guy,
Uh,
and don't throw him the ball as you're inbounding it a couple of times a game too. They did that again last game, Rob.
they did.
He,
They did.
oh my God, he's a nuisance.
I mean, it's just like pass the ball cleanly, like cleanly. He's like all he does is just like look back and just hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Now,
he's
I
just
would
running
bring,
down the court.
yeah, I
Someone
would
someone
bring.
needs to take him out.
I was
Someone
going to
just
say
needs
I
to
would
like
bring in
put a
Jay
little
Will.
shoulder
Bring
in
in
him.
Jay Will, not J Dub. Jay Will, who doesn't play much, just to come in and just body check him into the basketball standard thing there, pad behind the goal. Just plant him in there.
Just put
Take
shoulder.
your technical, call it good.
Yeah. Pat him on the
Yeah,
head and tell him to stay
yeah.
down.
He comes out and his arms go in a different direction or something. Yeah.
Oh god.
That's terrible.
He's a good one. He's a good
He is.
basketball
He
player.
is.
He's just golly, he's all over the place. All over
He's
the place.
he's the kind of guy that everybody wants on their team and
Yep,
can't stand him on the other.
exactly.
He's a white Russell Westbrook is what he is. So all right. Do we want to dig into some football?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Before we do that, please like, subscribe, download wherever you follow us on your socials. Appreciate everyone that follows us right now. So this next portion of our show, we did this last year and it was a big hit, so we thought we would do it again. We like to rank both sides of the ball, the position groups, and our ranking is based on steakhouses. So here I'll.
Steakhouses of Norman.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said Norman, even more specific. Just so everybody knows the ranking ahead of time. So this is our ranking. So from first to last is the ranch, and then Saltgrass, Charleston's, Chili's, and Golden Corral is at the bottom.
Yep.
Yes, you can get fed there, but can you get a good steak? And that's why we make these rankings the way they are.
Yeah.
So that's our rankings. This week we are going to do the defense, and we'll save the offense for another day. But defense, it'll be interior linemen, defensive ends, backers, cornerback, and safety, and throw the cheetahs in wherever you want. If you
Okay.
want them in your secondary,
Yes.
great. If I want
All
them
right.
in my linebackers, whatever.
So before we begin, I have 2 questions for you.
Oh gosh,
One,
you gotta
one
prep me for
for,
these.
no prep. No, keeps everything genuine. First question. Where is Kendall Dolby? Is he a cheetah or is he a corner? By all accounts, like I think we could talk about it. TFB said
Yeah.
there's a lot of work of Kendall Dolby moving to corner.
Mm-hmm.
And that wherever Dolby is going to change the room dynamics. So
Yeah.
I got to know, where is Kendall Dolby? Where are we setting him for this here? Is he a cheetah or is he a corner?
For me, he's cheetah.
Cheetah. Okay. Ooh, man. All right. That changes stuff.
Because if we do the other, it's going to mess up where I had things.
That's funny. You had I did the opposite. I put Kendall in the corner and I set my rankings, and you kept him at cheetah. Okay, that's funny. No, that's why I had to ask.
You can put him where you want. I'll put him where I want, and then we'll rank those. We'll rank those position groups accordingly. It doesn't. We don't have to have the same exact rules, do we?
Yeah, no, we do. We got to. We're playing the same game. We're playing the same game. All right, so Dolby is a cheetah. So you've got a cheetah, and we're putting the cheetah with the backers. So cheetah has Dolby, Kendall Daniels, it has Kip Lewis, and Kobe McKenzie. Correct?
Yep. And Sammy.
Okay.
Did you say Sammy?
And Sammy Amasigo. Yes.
Yep.
All right, give me a second. I gotta move some people around here.
Sorry.
No, you're good. The second question I have is Gentry healthy or not?
God dang it, Rob.
Is he healthy?
I'm assuming.
Is he playing?
I'm assuming he's not quite healthy.
Okay, so not quite healthy.
Yes.
And okay, got it.
Yeah.
I think he will be healthy. I think he's.
Well, we can talk about that for sure.
Okay.
After we rank our positions.
Okay. Well, hey, I got.
No, I'm with you. Those are 2 or 3 valid questions.
Okay, so I'm moving people around as we speak.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, it definitely influences those rooms.
I am going to put this group here, and it's going to make a lot of people upset. I'm keeping them there.
Okay.
I'm you know what? I'm going to keep everyone where it's at. Let's do it.
Yeah. You good?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right. Well, I'm going to pull up the depth chart. So we have some talking points here.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave it up to you which group. I'm sorry. We know we're going to choose our Golden Corrals first. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll work our way up.
Okay. So we're choosing the position group that we have the least confidence in. Is that another way to put it to the listeners?
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't mean they're bad. It means they're just maybe the 5th best on the defense. That's a good defense. Is that a good way to put that?
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. I mean, you have to say, like, this defense that we're going into, and you're with Brent this year with Brent, is that with Todd Bates and Brandon Hall and Volai and Chavez, Chavis.
Mhm.
Like every single room, every position group either has a guy that will be drafted or has the potential to be drafted, which I don't think of many years where OU has been in that position. And some of these rooms have multiple guys that are going to be drafted or the potential to be drafted. And every year is different. So when we grade them, like some years we could have technically like four golden corrals. This year I don't really have a golden corral. I had, we have to rank them somehow, but like
Yeah, I know.
it's really hard to put some of these groups in because this defense is really damn good. It's really
Mhm.
strong. The
Mhm.
talent level on this side of the team is different than the other offense and other defenses that we've graded. We graded last year. I feel like this year was incredibly difficult. Incredibly
I
difficult.
No, I agree, and I'm with you. We have 5 categories or 5 different, um, whatever, rankings. I could have stuck all 5 positions in the top 3.
Easily. And
Like,
have a case for
Charleston's
quality.
up and not put
Yep.
anybody in Chili's and Golden Corral, and I would have been fine
Yep.
with it. I forced myself to, throw some guys in the buffet.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, that's the game.
It is.
All right.
We're just playing along.
Oh,
Don't get too
all right.
don't get too serious out there, people. We're just having fun with this. So.
Yeah. All right, you go first. Start at Golden Corral.
Oh gosh. All right, I'll do my big reveal. In the Golden Corral, I have the what do we say? Cornerbacks? We'll call them
Corners.
cornerbacks, right? Corners.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the cornerbacks in the going to the Golden Corral. And for the reasons that we just talked about. I just think we don't have Dolby in there because I just made that up. You asked me and I said we're not putting Dolby in there. That changes that significantly, obviously.
Yeah.
And we're dependent on true sophomore Eli Bowen
Yep.
and Gentry to come back and his shoulder to hold up for 12 games, which hasn't
Or longer. Or longer.
or longer. Yeah. And to me, there's just too many question marks, in that room to give it a really high grade. I
Mm-hmm.
can see why there's been rumors that Dolby is moving to corner,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe they need a Gentry insurance policy.
Yep. Possible.
Um, I don't know if I know it's been his shoulder, and I know from what I understood, he had a different surgery this year
Mm.
to try to fix things. So hopefully the second or third time around's a charm as far as getting that cleaned up and surgically repaired to the point that it'll hold up all year. So that's my Golden Corral, or is the cornerback room. So hope I didn't steal your thunder on that, Rob.
No. I no, that's why I asked the
Yeah.
question at the beginning because Dolby can easily flip that room and a healthy Gentry could flip that room. If you've got a healthy Gentry Williams and a Kendall Dolby, that room goes it leapfrogs because those two guys are
Mhm.
super talented. If you're looking at it as it is, like as we're having fun today in the summer, and looking at, you got Eli Bowen, who you hope doesn't have a sophomore slump. OCs, he came into the middle of the season, so there are not a whole lot of OCs got to study him. And now he goes through a whole year. OCs are studying our projected number one corner, who is Eli Bowen. And then you've got Devon Jordan, Cortland Guillory, Jacoby Johnson, who likes the grass monster, likes to snag him. Like, we've got a
Mhm.
lot of, and if Gentry's not healthy, holy crap, that room looks really, really thin.
Yeah.
So if Gentry Williams is healthy, Eli Bowen, gets over that sophomore slump, And I mean, we put him at Golden Corral, but that's a pretty solid room with a healthy Gentry. I mean,
Oh,
it's solid.
yeah, absolutely. I'm moving then up to Charleston's or
Yeah,
better if you got
yeah.
Gentry and Dolby in there,
One of the problems that OU's corners have had for multiple years now is speed. We have been when it comes to flipping your hips and running downfield and covering the fade, we have struggled. And if you are a corner in the SEC with some of these big arm quarterbacks, you signed up to be corner, you have to defend the fade. And you go look at Ole Miss and Jackson Dart, he picked on Des Malone, and you look at Kanai Walker against Auburn, like you had our corners get picked on because they weren't able to flip their hips and run downfield. You're a corner, you sign up to defend the fade, you have to defend it. Period. End of story. If you can't, then you're a liability. Peyton Bowen did a tremendous job. He's undersized in the red zone, but he can turn and run. He's got some speed. After him, if Gentry is not ready to go, I don't know who your corner is. If
you said
Dolby,
Peyton, you meant Eli, right?
I'm sorry, yeah, Eli. Sorry,
Yeah,
Eli Bowen. Sorry, there's so many Bowens. Sorry,
no, I heard you.
Eli Bowen can turn and run at corner. If he's not, who's that going to be that two guy on the other side if Dolby can't move out there to help? And so, yeah, you gotta send them to Golden Corral, even though it's a pretty solid Golden Corral. I mean, I would probably say Eli owns Golden Corral, and everybody else is like soliciting and waiting to get in.
Right. No, I agree. So I wonder if that's the only room that you and I will agree on.
I don't know.
That'll be interesting.
I'm riffing now.
So since I went first, you
yeah.
get to go first on Chili's. So get out your notes, all your little notes there.
Is this Chili's?
Yeah, we're going Chili's. Yep.
Oh man. Okay.
Let's
Chili's.
go back to our roster here.
All right.
Let's see what
this
we're
is where I
do.
lose everybody. Everybody's gonna be like, "What?" Chili's edge room. Going edge.
Okay.
I appreciate RMT so much, and he is a fourth quarter monster. Okay, he's a fourth quarter monster. He took over the game in Tulane. He basically won it for us. He was one of only three guys that got a sack on Will Campbell, the tackle for LSU, who went first round. If I'm looking at a total room, okay, I'm looking at the room, and I'm looking at the number of draft picks of the room. I only see right now, today, RMT as the only draftable player who has the ceiling to go even one. Kind of like I said with Eli, RMT owns Chili's, but Marvis Jones Jr. and Daniel Okoye and PJ are ordering off the kids menu. And here's my fear, Brad. Ethan Downs was a 3-year starter. Effort and run defense.
Sure.
For 3 years. We couldn't get him off the field. Effort and run defense. And going into the next year, I fear we can't replace that.
I'm with you.
That is a scary, scary thing. And I watched 4 or 5 games of Marvin Jones Jr. He gave up on the season. It's obvious he gave up on the season. He come in to OU, better coach, better culture, contract year. Maybe he could play run defense. PJ, why doesn't he not get on the field? He gets washed by non-con opponents in run defense. Wash. You can just see him. Whoop, whoop. Like you can't. You're not going to play defensive end for Brent Venables in this defense if you cannot be tall against the run. And I fear that we might not find an Ethan Downs out of those three guys.
Yeah.
And so today in the
Yep.
summer, having fun, I'm
Mhm.
sending the Edge group to Chili's. RMT owns it. Everyone else is on the kids menu.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's my turn, and I can just drag this and copy it over, Rob.
What?
Yeah.
We had the same thing.
And
Wow.
honestly, like all those comments you just said, I was mad because I wanted to say that.
Wow. Okay.
Because it is. It's the RMT and then him looking around and like, all right, who's gonna be my bookend? I'm looking at y'all. Who's gonna be, who's gonna anchor the other side of this defense? And you're
Yeah.
right. We lost Downs, who wasn't the pass rusher highlight reel guy that, was gonna show up every Saturday kind of thing. But man, he was steady and good over there on that side of the ball. And I'm totally with you 100%. Who's going to be that other guy to step up? Uh, we've seen PJ, we've seen Marvin Jones Jr. Danny Okoye is the one that both of us are hoping, if there's someone that flashes on defense this year, that one of those underclassmen, if it's him, that bodes well for our defense. If we have one of those guys last year, what do you think? It was Jaden Jackson. Can we agree it was Jaden Jackson and maybe Eli Bowen?
Yes.
Second,
Yes.
Jackson Bowen. As far as like newcomers that came in and just totally surprised everyone. So I'm hoping he's one of those this year that does that. If we get one of those three guys to fire, then that defensive end group can be good for the defense because we know what we're getting out of RMT. Just a high motor guy every time. So, well, that's interesting. So, two steakhouses down, and it looks like it's just a mirror image right now. So, we're moving on to Charleston's, and now I'm up first again, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go first?
No. I kind of set up a little bit. So I was just recently at Charleston's. My gosh, I know it's not like really a steakhouse, but they've got a Hawaiian ribeye that's marinated in pineapple and soy. Holy crap! That salt and sweetness on the marbling of a ribeye, hit with heat, seared. Holy crap! It was really good. Anyway, so we're now entering. We went from the meat pancakes of Golden Corral, where you got the guy with a stack of just, he's in his fry outfit and he's just throwing, hey, take the free meat, and then Chili's, which is a nice little sit down, and now we're in Charleston's, which is we're in the level up.
Yep.
We're getting into we're not quite to the cream of the crop, but Charleston's a damn good group. It's a good group.
It's the tweeners. It's the guys that are in between, not quite good, not bad. So, the group I'm putting in here was just kind of by default. I kind of ranked the others, and then this group just kind of fell in the middle. I had two I was concerned about, two I felt really good about, and then this group. And in the Charleston's group, I am putting the linebackers
with Dolby,
with
Cheetah Dolby,
with Dolby, because I don't even. He's not even necessarily one of the better backers per se, because he is a better corner and coverage guy. But I just think with what you got with Kip and Kobe for that matter, he got a lot of run last year, even though Stutz took a ton of the snaps. My concern with that group is filling in for Stutzman, because he was the leading tackler in the SEC. That is correct, right? Didn't he lead the SEC? I want to say he led the SEC in tackles. If he didn't, he was
I know
way
Danny.
up there.
Yeah, I mean Danny was one of like I think he was the country leading run stopping
Yeah.
linebacker in the country.
I do think I think the addition of Kendall Daniels and Sammy Amasigo, will be a junior this year. I think makes that room really deep. A lot, I would say, quite a bit deeper than it was last year. I felt like it was maybe 2 or 3 guys deep and didn't have much behind that. So I think it's a good group. I just think that'll be a group that's kind of finding their legs those first few weeks just to kind of see, do we have someone that's going to be capable of replacing all those, Danny snaps and things like that, or is it more of like a by committee kind of thing this year? So that's why I got the linebackers just kind of middle of the road here in our group.
So Charleston's. I follow the leader, I guess, here. But I think, yeah, go ahead and drag it across.
All right.
Drag it across.
Yeah.
The reason why is because of Dolby. Because if Dolby stays at Cheetah or is predominantly the Cheetah, I mean, we know that Kendall Daniels might get some run in it, but if we think that Dolby is not going to get actually moved to corner and for the most part of the season, if Dolby ends up playing 65% of the time and that nickel role technically as a third corner in the SEC against some of the best receivers like Ryan Williams and Watkins of Ole Miss, and the Tennessee's got forgot the Tennessee's guy's name. Most of the offenses in the SEC, they like to put their best receivers in the slot because most teams in crucial scenarios, we're talking third down, money down, they're putting their best receiver in the slot. He might start outside, but they're gonna do a little switch release, and he's now the slot. Having a third corner that's as good as Kendall Dolby there at Cheetah is invaluable. And when we're looking at this linebacker group, Dolby raises that linebacker room, even with the vacancy with Danny Stutzman. I talking about replacing Danny, you got Kobe McKenzie that has sat behind Danny Stutzman for 2 years. And he's got the head coach and Brent Venables, who is a former linebacker coach for 20 plus years. You're not going to tell me that Danny, who has been gone for who's been manned that position for 3 years, now graduates, goes and you replace him with Kobe McKenzie, your guy that you went and recruited, who sat behind Danny, emulated him in practice, coached by your best coach on the team, his position, that he does not do good. That would be mind-blowing if Kobe goes out there, a talented guy who is not developed. So the fall off, there will be fall off. I'm just saying the fall off should not be
right
like a travesty to the defense. So I'm hoping that, Kobe's developed, Kip is going to do his thing, and then you've got Dolby, one of the best third corners in the league. Yeah, that's a Charleston's. And then you got Kendall Daniels that could come in and be your basically like your 4-3 Sam kind of thing, and then you got Amasigo.
Yeah.
So you've got 4 guys in that room. Holy crap!
And
that's a solid damn room.
And physical specimens, all 4 of them.
All of them. Like Amasigo was being asked to run 30 yards down.
Those guys are monsters.
That is athletes. Huge.
Those guys are athletes and have the physicality to play week in and week out in the SEC. No problem.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to see some of them guys coming downhill at me. I can tell you that if I'm a running back in the SEC.
Yeah.
But, well, are we going to be different? during this segment, Rob, or
I
what?
don't know. I
And
don't know.
listeners, this was not pre-planned. We
Nope.
make our own little picks. We hope we're different. We actually want to be different and argue with one another a little bit, but here we are. We're like all agreeable. Maybe it's the liquor, maybe it's the thunder. It's got us preoccupied. I don't know, but yeah. So maybe this is where we veer off a little bit, and it's kind of up to you because you're picking first, and we'll
Oh,
see.
it's
We'll
me?
see if you have a different thought than me here. Now we're getting into some good steak, Rob.
Okay, yeah, saltgrass is good, man. Saltgrass is good. That's a treat. I mean, I like the blue cheese crumbles every once in a while. I like
Mm,
blue cheese. I'm
yeah,
a blue cheese guy. So
I am
like
too.
I like yeah, blue cheese and stuff like yeah, saltgrass is very good. I ambiance not really my partake. I kind of like ranch a little bit better, but service A plus 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 plus.
Yeah.
Every time I go in there,
Mhm.
best service, really great cocktails, great steak.
Yeah,
This is hard. So I saltgrass, we've got two positions left.
we do.
You
We
got
got safety and interior. Yeah.
interior defensive line and
Mhm.
safety.
Mhm.
So for saltgrass, I am sending interior defensive line.
Okay.
So
D-
don't tell me that's the same as you. Don't tell me.
We'll get to my
Oh
pick,
god.
Rob.
Okay,
We
golly.
don't rush the process here. Okay.
Okay, golly. So interior defense, I'm sending them. I mean, it's a fantastic group, and I have nothing. There's nothing bad to say about these next two groups. Nothing. You can't. It's really about preference. And I know everyone wants to say like, "Hey, you build outside in." My justification for IDL at 2 and really basically just telegraph my top group, safety to the ranch is just based on who's the best player. And so that's what I kind of had to come down to with IDL and safeties. I just who's the best player. So let's talk about the IDL a little bit. You got Jaden Jackson, all SEC freshman. Dominic Williams, bona fide draft pick, without a doubt, bona fide draft pick. You got two starting defensive linemen that will be draft picks. Then you've got the potential draft pick in David Stone.
Mhm.
In the history of watching OU football for the last freaking 25, 30 years, I don't think I have ever seen an IDL room that is this talented. We've always had one guy, we
Yep.
always had this guy, but we've never had a rotation of three guys that can play basically one, two, three, like four positions from four eye, three nose guard, zero. We have a three-man rotation that should not see too much drop off. And I, as OU fans, I don't know if this will happen again, Brad. Like that's how crazy it is that I don't know if this will happen. Maybe Todd Bates has been killing it on the recruiting trail. That's why he built this room. I mean, this is his room.
Mhm.
But to see the three guys that could be NFL starters in the same room,
Yeah.
possibly,
Yeah.
is wild. Because like we would get the media hype, and we get this hype, this guy, next Tommy Harris, this is the next guy. And then you get into the season, and Devontae Lampkin can't get you more than 20 snaps because he was out of breath, or Jamarcus McFarland would get
Mhm.
his shoulders turned and and can't get to the play. And you had Matthew Romar, and you had all these random players that were just not anywhere close to these three guys who are smart football players. And I think David Stone last year, he just needed a little seasoning, just
Mhm.
like McCoy. I believe that. I don't believe a lot of stuff, but I believe that it takes a little bit of time because in high school, big strong kid, just throwing guys around, doing what he wanted. He got into and he was like, "Oh, I have to learn my leverage points. I have to learn how to do things right. I have to do things right in order to get on the field. I can't put my hands here. I can't step this way.
Mhm.
I do it right." And you go into this spring, I don't believe a whole lot of hype, but when James Hale, who's there, going, there's a lot of like praise here on Stone. And then, he does the whole portal thing. I didn't care. I'm glad he came back. I think this room is going to be really good.
I
But my
yeah.
little, I'm talking nitpicking, is pass rushing. Jane Jackson and Dominic Williams are not your pass rusher threes like Tommy Harris was, like your three tech pass rusher. David Stone could be. I'm in the summer right now, folks. You watch this after like 6 weeks in the season, and Stone's got like 6 sacks. But like, it's that pass rushing ability. It's like I think they're a little bit linear, being run stopping, which is fantastic when you got a new Mike backer. But that's why I sent them to uh Saltgrass.
Charleston's or Saltgrass, yeah.
Saltgrass. Saltgrass, fantastic group.
Mhm.
If they had a little bit of pass rush juice, but
Yeah, yeah.
I think as Suitor fans, we have to appreciate this room. This is the culmination of 4 years of Todd Bates, and it's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
fantastic to see next year.
No, I think it's a great group. And you're right. We haven't had I can't remember the last time we've had this deep of an interior line and what how Bates and Venables has transformed that interior line in the few years they've been here is kind of crazy.
Yep.
And I feel like that interior defensive line is probably top 3 in the SEC.
Top 3? Yeah, for sure.
Maybe best.
It might be a little higher.
Maybe higher. So much higher that Brad's got them going to the ranch.
Oh, you sent them to the ranch.
So I know we're at Saltgrass right now, but I thought it would be a good transition point since we're different here that and we were talking about these guys. But I think for everything that you mentioned, and yeah, maybe they were lacking what you said last year, a little pass rush, but I think another year under their belt, I don't think that's going to be an issue this year. I think we'll see plenty of pass rush from the interior. I'm not worried about that at all. To be honest with you, I think I think yeah, Dominic or Jaden or both, or even if David Stone in there, I think we'll get plenty of interior pressure on quarterbacks. So no, it's to me it's them and one other group. Obviously, that's not listed on here. You and I feel good about this other group, of course, but the safeties, man, we were talking about the interior line having being loaded with guys, but when's the last time we had a couple of the safeties that we have in that room? And I know I can see why you have them going to the ranch. Um, it's Peyton Bowen and RSJ. Like I'll stack those guys up against anybody in the rest of the league, and a healthy Peyton Bowen nonetheless. The guy was playing maybe 80%, if that, last year
Mhm.
on that turf toe. You and I both every game were like, has he lost a step? He just looks a little slower, but and we look at the stats. He was only getting maybe 20 reps a game. So yeah, giving him a full go back there with RSJ. I know RSJ's him and Dolby are probably your two favorite defensive players. Is that fair to say? At
Yeah,
least two of the
yeah,
three.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Um, so I'm looking forward to watching them play together for 60 snaps a game or plus. And a guy that I don't think we can overlook here is Boganowski. I just think he's the next um, headhunter, whatever you want to call him, on the team, and he's beefed up some. So like I pity the first. And if he's on the field, especially if if it's a rotational thing, late in the third quarter. We're blowing someone out. He gets in the game. Oh, I pity the
Yeah.
guy that's running across the middle there and comes in contact with him because they won't get up for a few minutes. And we saw it. We saw it in the spring game.
Yeah.
It
Spring
when
game,
when it's tight
Maine, a
end.
few other games. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was a
mean,
tight end in the spring game. The one that went to LSU. He got lit up in the
hour,
spring game. Yes.
hour sharp. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that room. And I know I kind of stole your thunder on the safeties, but it's kind of obvious at this point. So yeah, what do you like about Bowen and RSJ?
Yeah. So sending the safety group to the ranch,
Mhm.
I looked at this defense and I tried to find who is the best player, like talent, like who's gonna get drafted the highest. Go back to the depth chart.
Yep.
Go to the depth chart.
Yeah.
So looking at this depth chart, you got our projected starters: Marvin Jones Jr., Dominic Williams, Jaden Jackson, RMT, Kip Lewis, Kobe, Kendall Doby, Eli Bowen, RSJ, Gentry Williams,
Peyton Bowen.
Peyton Bowen. Peyton Bowen going into this season, and this is a projection, but Peyton Bowen going into this season, he's going to have to replace Billy Bowman
Mhm.
Jr. And you already mentioned he was a little hampered last year with some injuries. He only had like 30 tackles, like 18 solo, one TFL, one pass defended. He didn't really have any sacks, didn't have very many interceptions. I don't think he had any interceptions. He only played like, I think 55% on my dashboard on snaps, but I'm projecting on talent and I'm projecting on his athletic profile and usage. I think his usage, because Bowman is gone, it's going to go sky high. And if he's healthy, and James Hale and TFB have said that he is healthy, if he's healthy and Bowman drops off, Bowman sitting by, has Bowen sat behind Bowen. Bowman had some tremendous plays, pick sixes galore a couple years ago.
Mhm.
And I think with him, Bowman graduating, going to the Falcons, Peyton Bowen, I think is a huge. I mean, Kendall Doby is a huge X factor. I think Bowen, Peyton Bowen at that safety spot is crazy. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be the highest draft pick out of all these players
Mm.
here in the couple of years. I think he's going to have I think he's going to have a great season, and I think his game is going to skyrocket. I think the game's going to be slower for him. I think his usage is going to go higher. I think he's going to be healthy. I think he's going to. I mean, there's some of the stuff he did with Alabama and Tennessee, the way that he was shredding blocks and making tackles behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, the versatility that Brent is going to be able to do with him is amazing. And then in that same room, probably one of my favorite players, RSJ, Robert Spears Jennings, is probably your best strong safety, boundary safety in the game, being that it can come downhill just like a Boganowski. I mean, Boganowski and him are basically two peas in a pod at this point. RSJ is going to come downhill and lay the thunder in the alley. You want to run outside. You want to run your wide zone. You want to run your outside zone. You want to run those jet sweeps to the boundary. You're going to try to isolate my safety on the boundary. You're going to try to get your back isolated on my safety, which is what every offense wants to do. Good luck doing that with RSJ. He's just going to take his head off.
Right.
He ain't going to remember his mama's name. So, like, go ahead, do that. So, I just, yeah, it's been, and again, it's kind of based on preference. I like safety play,
Mhm.
the way that safeties and corners can, and in this modern game of football, Like, you gotta have great corners and safeties, and if you got a nickel and Kendall Doby that can cover the 2, you've got an RSJ on the boundary that can cover the run and cover his 1, and then you got a Peyton Bowen who's gonna be turned loose
Yeah.
to do whatever he wants.
He just gets to
Holy
play center
crap,
field.
man.
He's just gonna play center
Holy
field, man, and just roam freely,
Yep,
which
exactly.
is perfect for his game.
So I'm sending these guys. You got Boganowski that's just emulating RSJ. You got Jaden Hardy that's going to be emulating Peyton Bowen,
Mhm.
and Brandon Hall is just a damn good coach, man. Todd Bates too. They're both. I mean, it's so close. I had to nitpick,
Yeah.
between IDL and
No, it
safety.
was 1 and
I
1A. Yeah.
it was yeah, pretty much. And again, it's a really good defense. So I went with my preference. I try to think, okay, who's gonna get drafted higher? Who I think is gonna get drafted higher? Who would I okay, I like Peyton Bowen. I think he's gonna go sky high. He's gonna go sky high. I think there's some limitations on IDL not getting you that pass rush juice, in my opinion. And I think Peyton Bowen is gonna be a solid uh day 1, day 2 guy in the draft. So,
Yeah. 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 This defense looks good, but the one thing about it that makes me a little sick is knowing that a big portion of this group's going to be gone here in the next year or two. Like
yeah. So let's count
they,
them
I
out.
mean, like
Ha
there's a bunch of draft picks that we're staring at. There's a bunch of guys, I'm sorry, that won't be on this team next year that we're looking at right here in the 2 deep.
so let's count them out. Count them out.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
in
So
this 2 deep here that you
how
think
many
and
will get
highlight them
drafted or graduate?
or graduate or draft?
Yep. So Kip gone?
Yes.
Yep. I don't think Kobe's gone. I think he needs another year. It when I highlight if I highlight someone that let's see, I don't know if he's graduating, so I'm highlighting him. Dun, dun. So yeah, most of your starting 2 deep has at least one. Do I include Peyton in there?
Yes.
So there you go.
So
So I
you've
count
highlighted
9. I highlighted 9.
name the 9.
So Marvin Jones, Dominic Williams, RMT, Kip Lewis, Kendall Doby, Peyton Bowen, RSJ, Gentry Williams, and Grayson Holton
It's a lot.
is going to gut our defense
So
significantly.
what that tells you is that this coming season
Huh,
is the seal it that this is the ceiling to Brent Venables' defense that he can create at OU because
sorry,
Zach
Kendall Daniels
Zach
too.
Elliott and Kendall Daniels. So there's 10. So
Mhm.
this is the ceiling. He Zach Elliott left. He made the decision. I'm gonna call this defense. And then he's got this crop of juniors and seniors that are draft eligible. There's only really on here on this list, we're only really projecting Peyton Bowen and Kip Lewis to go early. There's only 2 guys.
Right,
We're
and
projecting
there's a chance one of them could not.
true, but we're projecting only
Yep,
2 out of the 10.
right,
So like you're gonna lose at least 8
8.
guys in your 2 deep. And I'm projecting Peyton to have a fantastic season and go on to the next level, being that he started basically 3 years, and Kip as well 3 years. Not You don't see a whole lot of players, play for 4 years, like 4 complete seasons. This is the ceiling. We're gonna
Yep.
see what this defense is
This
like.
is the make or break year. That's why there's so much riding on this year. We'll get into the
It
offense in another episode, but
Yeah.
this, like you said, this look at the depth on this defense. And year 3 under Brent, I mean, there's just so much. Year 4? Year 4? I said
It's 4.
3, right? Yeah,
Yeah, you
sorry.
said 3. It's 4.
It goes by quick.
You want to
I
black
would,
out last year. You blacked
yeah,
out. It's
I
that
will
night
say,
when I pulled you out of the bushes.
yeah, exactly. I'm going to say this though. Um, the guys I just highlighted in green aren't a bad way to, uh, start a defense for that
Oh,
following
true.
year. And I
Yeah.
know we're stacking classes now, so you got Trent Wilson just waiting, true freshman interior guy. They're drafted great corners, safeties, you name it. So anyway, but yeah, it's gonna be scary. We got to enjoy this ride for sure, because those guys are going to be gone after this year. And uh, yeah, I think it is. It's a make or break year,
It's the ceiling to the
and
defense. It
everybody
is.
knows that. So
Yeah, I mean, this is what we put on the field in 2025 is the ceiling to what OU and Brent can do. It is. Like you cannot get more talented this. Like you can't give a guy another 4 years to build something like this. So we have to see it. We have to see results.
yeah, yeah.
And what's your do you think that roster, Brad,
Hmm.
is a
Yeah.
top 10 defense?
Ooh, on on paper, yes, yes, it can be. And it goes back to it's got two question marks. Can we agree there's two glaring question marks? Opposite DN, RMT, and then cornerback, like cornerback depth. Which one of those question marks go away if Dolby moves the corner, so you solidify the corners, and then you're just left with that DN. So it's really and
Maybe.
every defense usually has a question mark or two. We're not alone in that. You know what I mean? You don't have just elite guys on all 11 positions. That's just not how it
Yeah,
goes. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
Um, so yeah, I think it can be a top 10 defense. Certainly, certain categories will be top 10 for sure with that defense. To me, it's last year. I know you and I went back and forth on this. It, I guess they rated out to be kind of just an average defense last year, right? I said they were good, but
Yeah, it was
stats
average.
stats stats say otherwise. It says up.
Yep.
So I think good is our floor, and great to elite. I think it has a ceiling to be elite potentially, but I think the floor is good. I don't think they'll be like average like they were last year, just middle of the road in the SEC. I think
Yeah.
this is a top 4 SEC defense,
Yeah.
no worse than 4, and then we'll see where it goes from there. And if you're top 4 in the SEC, you're bringing it every week, so that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, you've got a defense that we showed all the senior experience and you know, this defense can score. I mean,
Mhm.
you've got Kip Lewis that scored. Like
Mhm.
you've got guys that could flip and win when going to my point, the offense sucked. The offense was terrible. And like we would have lost Auburn. We would have lost that game if it wasn't for Kip.
Yeah.
And like you they won games. There was games where you'd hope that they got one more drive stopped to win, but it's really hard for us and the country to understand how good this defense can be when the offense was so historically bad. Like it was bad. It was
Mhm.
so bad. And so it's kind of hard because it is really a 22-man sport. Like you have to have balanced football, and it was completely imbalanced last year. This year, what the offense is going to help the defense to put them in scenarios where they can win deep in opponent's territory,
Mhm.
all of that.
So I'm gonna throw a over under number at you. Defensive touchdowns.
Okay.
Over under
Okay.
6.5.
Holy shit. No. 6. What? No, that's too high.
Is it?
Maybe 4, 6?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll go 6. I don't have to go 6.5.
6.5?
So you're taking
Oh,
the under.
I'll take the under.
Okay. That's a
Six
lot.
and a half? That's a lot. That's a lot of touchdowns. I mean, we got, what is it, 3 or 4 last
I
year?
felt like we had 3 or 4 last year and could have had a lot more,
Yeah. I still
honestly.
take the under. I'll take the under on that.
That's fine.
But no, I mean, like, this defense
I
is gonna
mean,
be really good because I think a lot of them gained a lot of experience being in the SEC for the first time. You're gonna have a better offense on the other side that's gonna help you. And then you got BV who's actually calling his defense, which we can go into that a whole nother day. I was hoping to do like a Sark BV episode, but like, you know, Zach Alley leaving,
mhm,
I didn't really, I didn't care. You didn't care. Like it's BV's defense. If it's BV's defense, then he should call it. Now we can start to like, you know,
yeah,
debate whether a head coach should be calling DC plays, but you've got BV calling the plays. He's got
mhm,
a veteran defense. They have SEC experience. There's talent in every single one of these rooms. Holy, there's no like top 10 expectations is top 10. Any below that, I don't like is a in my mind, is a failure. Like they should be top 4. I completely agree. They should be top 4 in the SEC. Anything below that is a detriment to the team and the expectation for OU and getting to the playoff and getting some wins.
yep, 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 totally agree. Yeah, and I'm okay with BB calling the plays as long as he's got, the dryling and I can't think of the other guy's name right now up in the booth. The eyes in
Evan,
the sky. Hey, this is what I'm seeing,
yeah.
kind of stuff, just being in his ear a little bit. But no, it is odd for head coaches to call defenses from the sidelines these days. It just is. Um, you see it on the offensive side of the ball, but you usually don't see it as often on defense side of the ball. So um, I think that is a little odd. But if anybody can do it, I would say BB can do it. And uh, honestly, that's he's in his comfort zone doing that, right? I mean, he's been
Yeah.
doing that for what 30 years, damn near.
Yeah, it's just it's really really hard to be a head coach, and it's really really hard being a play caller. It's especially damn hard being a head
Mhm.
coach and a play caller. It's a whole nother ball game when you're the head coach and the defensive coordinator. I asked around, Brad. I told you,
Yeah,
man, like
it's
no one could tell me if
mm-mm,
they knew a head coach that also called defense because by the nature of the game, defense is reacting to everything. They don't get
yeah,
to set the tempo or the formation. Like
yeah.
as a defense, you're trying to check, 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 check. It's
No,
3-by-1. It's the boundary. It's this. I mean, check. And then sit there and have to communicate to your OC. Oh, hey, I gotta,
yeah.
and then talk to your position coaches. Oh, this guy's got a bad ankle. He has to get a wrap.
Mhm.
Oh, this guy's over here. Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
haven't seen the defensive minded Sabans or Kirby Smarts doing that from the sidelines,
Yep.
right?
Because yep. Because you usually what you do is you have an analyst that knows your system, knows your language, knows you, grows into it, and you just hand them the keys, and
Yeah,
they know, okay, it's third down, this, that, blah, 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 blah.
right.
And then when they get out of line, where they're like, hey, you just go, hey, no, do this. They're like, okay.
Yeah,
But I think with Zach Alley, it was a little bit more hands on. And so,
yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
I digress. But
yeah.
I mean, there's no excuse. I think this defense is going to be a top 10. It should be. There's nothing that points in the direction that it couldn't be, and that's what our expectation for next year should be.
Yep, yep, agreed. Hey, enjoyed the steak. I'm glad you came up with that idea last year. We're gonna have to make that a continued trend going forward. It's always a nice way to rank guys. We
It's
may
fun.
have to may have to put a tweak on it year. Maybe it's like toilet paper brands or something like that. I don't know.
Toilet paper. Well, I want to keep it to Norman,
You
man.
know,
Like
you're
this
and
Norman
you're
manufacturer
keeping it and
toilet paper.
you're keeping it positive too. Here I went a little dark. Um, but no, that's good. I like putting that spin on it. But hey,
Maybe
let's
we could do like Norman breweries or something. There's quite a few breweries here in Norman. We could do like a Norman brewery. We could do like your classic like Coors, and then like you work your way up to craft. I don't know.
yeah,
Just an idea.
that is it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll think about that. But hey, let's put a wrap on this, man. I gotta go paint my face orange and blue. Get ready for the game.
Let's do it, man.
But hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our spin on the defensive position rooms. Go cheer like a champion tonight. Hopefully, we can bring home the title. Oklahoma City's starved for a title, and it's long overdue. And hopefully, we can do it tonight and get that parade that Rob swears is going to be happening. So um, enjoy, everybody. We'll take care. Bye.
That's my standard.